Great. Hello, everyone. Karibuni sana. Welcome to today's session. I see a couple of us have introduced themselves in the chat. We have Hari Ochieng from Nairobi, Kenya. He's a business and tech consultant. If he was to choose between gig work and a 9 to 5 for eternity, he would choose gig work because of the flexibility and opportunity to work on diverse projects, though difficult to break into it. Interesting perspectives, Hari. And then we have George Kafwa. Thank you for joining us, George. I see you always joining our sessions. It's good to see you again today. George Kafwa is joining us from Busia, Nambale sub-county. And we have Stanley Kalunge, who is joining us from Meru County. Please, let's keep introducing ourselves in the chat. Let us get to know each other. Let us start the conversation going by you telling us if you're to choose between gig work and a 9 to 5, what would you choose and why? Today, we are going to be discussing the topic exploring pathways for gig workers to advance their careers and achieve long-term success in the gig economy. This conversation, I should mention, is part of a program that we are implementing jointly with GIZ that implements the gig economy project under Digital Transformation Center here in Kenya. And the reason why we host these conversations and the main objective of this program is to skill and empower Kenya's gig workforce. So get ready to learn and get ready to learn and know more about the gig economy. We have a very amazing speaker today with us. Her name is Lynette Kinyua, who I will be introducing later on. What you can expect from today's session is after this, me sharing a brief overview of this event, my colleague Lucy will come in to share more about the project and the implementing partners. And then we'll have my colleague Antonia Mono take us through the Atingi courses. As I mentioned, we're here to learn, and linked to the main objective of the project, we want to ensure that gig workers are equipped with the right tools that will enable them to thrive in the gig economy. Then we'll have our speaker come in where we'll have a panel discussion, and thereafter a Q&A moderated by my colleague Regina. So if you have questions, feel free to note them down or to type them in the chat, and we'll be able to answer them as we proceed. And thereafter, we'll end the session at exactly 4:30 p.m. Well, hopefully exactly 4:30 p.m. So allow me to welcome my colleague Lucy to take us through the project overview. Over to you, Lucy.
Thank you so much, Doreen. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lucy Mwangi. I work for Digital Opportunity Trust Kenya in the Finance and Administration Department. And I'm here to take us briefly about the project overview and also the implementing partners. Digital Opportunity Trust Kenya is an NGO that is dedicated to empowering underserved young women and men, and it's also committed to creating opportunities through digital solutions. And in partnership with DTC, that is Digital Transformation Center, Kenya, a key player in promoting digital inclusion. Both organizations are driven by a shared vision of fostering sustainable economic growth and also creating a more inclusive digital economy. Now, aligned with this vision, Kenya, with support from GIZ, as mentioned earlier by my colleague Doreen, is implementing or has been implementing an 8-month gig economy project aimed at empowering 2,500 gig workers across Kenya, with a focus on ensuring that 40% of all the participants, of all the online freelancers, are women. This project was launched in February of this year and is set to conclude this month of September. And the project works closely with institutions like Leash AI Hub in Nakuru, Active Hub in Kitale, Pwani Techno Girls in Mombasa, to expand its reach and impact. Now, through these comprehensive online freelance training, masterclasses, and gig talks, Gig workers are equipped with skills needed to thrive in the digital market space. And the project also prioritizes raising awareness about fair working conditions through structured Atingi courses. In addition to that, mentorship is our core area. And this we do through peer-to-peer learning programs featuring 50 experienced mentors who are well equipped and designed to support the growth and development of online workers. Now, in conclusion, we extend our sincere appreciation to GIZ and Digital Transformation Kenya for their invaluable support in making this initiative possible. So their dedication to empowering gig workers is a young people in Kenya. Not only has it expanded economic opportunities for them, but also has contributed to a more inclusive and equitable digital economy for all. I'm going to welcome my colleague Anthony to talk about Atingi courses, which I mentioned earlier on, so that you can be able to understand it more comprehensively. Welcome, Anthony, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucy, for that brief introduction about the project. As Lucy has said, my name is Amono Anthony. I'm the project officer with Digital Opportunity Trust, the gig economy project that has hosted you today. We are so excited to have you. So from the very many sub projects that we are running within this project, there's a very important learning platform that GIZ has created for gig workers generally, just to support you in upskilling and skilling. It is also is a very good learning platform for those who are mentors, and I know some of us are mentors here, that you can use just to support your mentees as they go through their gig work journey. So if you allow me to just share my screen, I'll be able to show you a very brief step on just how you can access the platform, and then we'll proceed from there. So you'll confirm to me if you can see my screen. There. Is it visible? Great. So you can go to any browser online, and then you type in Atingi, that is A-T-I-N-G-I, sorry, Atingi, A-T-I-N-G-I. So when you hit search, the first link that pops up is the learning platform that we've created for gig workers like yourself, or even somebody who would like to launch their career as a gig worker and they do not know how to start. This is a very good platform to help you navigate the gig economy, particularly in Kenya. So when you hit search, this will be your landing page, and then you can go to our courses. If you scroll, explore our courses, we'll be able to go to the library. So as you can see, go to course library, you hit on go to course library, and then once the course library it opens, here we go. So what you'll do is, if you can see my cursor, there's this search glass over here. So when you type in gig economy, you just have to type in gig economy and then hit search. So you will see gig economy, all courses. Click on this, and then from there you will be able to see it is graphically represented like a journey, which indeed it is. So it will be able to welcome you to gig economy courses. We've had very good testimonials from those who've been able to go through these courses, either through our mentorship program or even just our online freelance training program, or those who've been able to go through these courses through such gig talks that we are hosting today. So follow this route graphically. We have a course that really introduces you to navigating the gig economy. There have been issues with fair working conditions for gig workers. It will help you understand what fair working conditions are for you as a new gig worker, or just somebody who wants to support people who are getting into gig work. There's a very good course here on women and gig work. As you will agree with me that there are a lot of women who are still struggling to, launch their careers gig work due to different socioeconomic issues. So this course will help you balance that between your socioeconomic status and just getting into gig work. Then financial literacy is very important. Gig work is a seasonal opportunity. As if you're already a gig worker, there are days that you will experience a lot of money coming in. There are days that you also experience a lot of dry spell, no money coming through. So how are you supposed to handle your finances? This is a very good course for that. Of course, there are skills as well that will help you communicate with your employers, or even the platform that you're using. How are you supposed to launch that? We also have digital skills for gig workers, and by digital skills for gig workers, I mean how do you use artificial intelligence, for example. And you will also agree with me that gig work means that either you are a cloud-based worker or a location-based worker. This is why even if you are a taxi hailing and a delivery service person, you are considered a gig worker. So there's a course here as well. It's called Welcome Riders, or Skills for Riders, that will also take you through financial literacy that is specifically created for those who are in the field as taxi hailing, or just location-based work, gig workers, because the way your money comes in could be a little bit different with how cloud-based workers receive their finances. There's also a digital literacy course for you. Customer orientation is very important. Most of us have experienced you hail a cab and the driver asks you where are you going, and then it gets you angry because you tell them you can see it on the map. These very good for you, just to understand how do you mitigate some such issues. And then, of course, issues of road safety as well is there. So the course continues. As you can see, there's just understanding platforms and how platforms work. If you use a platform, of course, most gig workers use platforms. Fair and decent work, what mean, how to deal with issues of data and algorithms, so that you just understand how that works. We also have a very good course here on taxation. How are you supposed to handle issues of tax? How do you how do you remit taxes? Sorry for that. How do you also, what are some of the taxes are you supposed to pay as a gig worker? And of course, a final course on gender and gender mainstreaming issues within the gig. So, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you, and I would like to encourage you to take an opportunity, get to know the platform. When you click on any course, it will request to register. Registration is absolutely simple. If you can follow cursor, there's a here. It will only require you to put in your email address, and once you put in your email address, there's a link that will be sent to that email address to activate your account, and then you'll be able to now access all these courses. Of course, the certification that is offered should after every course. These certifications are very, very important, more so if you are somebody who is new in gig work. You use it for recommendations, you use it to show that somebody who understands the sector and area that they are in. So kindly take time within your time. Doreen will draw a link where you'll have to register. If you have any questions, you'll be able to reach out to us. I'll be able to support you in just navigating the platform or just accessing the courses. So remember, you go to your browser. Once you are on your browser, Atingi. Once you search for Atingi, just a really quick recap. You will go to that landing page, and then our courses. And when you are on our courses, go to course library. Once you are on our course library, go to the search glass and type in gig economy. Gig economy. Once you type in gig economy, you will be able to find the first course within gig economy. All courses, you will be able to find all the courses that I've talked about. Thank you very much, Lucy. Back to you.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for that comprehensive introduction to Atingi. Guys, I encourage us all to explore Atingi. It's such a powerful platform that can help you acquire the necessary skills or skills that will help you stand out in the gig economy. So at this point, allow me welcome our awesome speaker, Lynette Kinyua. Lynette, once again, thank you so much for honoring our call. It's a pleasure to have you today. And it's an honor to introduce you to the audience. Lynette Kinyua is an accomplished operations specialist with expertise in virtual assistance, project management, executive support, and customer service. She specializes in optimizing processes, enhancing operational efficiency, and ensuring seamless execution across various business functions. With a focus on detail, strategic problem solving, and proactive communication, Lynette supports executive teams in achieving their goals while driving project success and delivering top-tier customer experiences. Her adaptability and commitment to excellence enables Lynette to thrive in dynamic environments, consistently contributing to the growth and success of the organization she serves. Lynette, I know that's just a handful or a very brief introduction of who you are. So at this point, I'd like to throw the ball to you to introduce yourself to the audience. Karibu sana.
That was a mouthful. Yeah, my name is Lynette Kinyua. I'm thrilled to be here today. And this topic in specific is something that is really close to my heart. And one of the reasons why I have and I joined the online space was I needed a bit of flexibility for my work and some extra income. So by profession, I'm a project manager. And as you said, I have had a privilege of collaborating with high-level executives and dynamic teams from all over the world. My role really is to just ensure that there is seamless project execution and the organization that I'm working for achieves its goals. So yes, I'm particularly thrilled to be here, and thanks for having me. I look forward to contributing to this conversation.
Thank you for that introduction, Lynette. Bring us close to home, your experience in the gig economy space. Please tell us about it.
Okay, I started the online work in campus. So I had a roommate who used to dabble in writing data entry to just pay her upkeep. And it was through her that I learned about Upwork. So we created our accounts back then in 2015. but we didn't manage to get any jobs. So we got someone who already had an account and was doing well back then in Kenya. So it was a lady. She was in Nairobi. We were in Nakuru. So she would send us small gig jobs, and we started there. So, but after campus, I did the normal thing. I went back to looking for a formal job, and then after, so I would double doing formal jobs and doing some gig works over the weekend. So when the 2020 pandemic hit, the company that I was working for had massive layoffs, and for the people who are left behind, like myself, we were given such huge pay cuts that it was no longer sustainable for me to continue working for the company. So I was like, why not just go back to freelancing and do it full time? So I already had a background in client relations and executive support. So I started with that, and with time, I have expanded my skills, taking up courses. Like I started for project management, I started from the very entry level. So I started with the Google project management course. Then after the certificate, I got the certification now to globally become credited and got my PMP certification. So that's where I am as of now. And that has basically been my journey all through.
Quite inspiring, Lynette. They say COVID-19 was a blessing in disguise. I mean, it presented challenges, but also opportunities. So it is very inspiring to see that you tapped into those opportunities. And here we are. So I want you to share with us more in detail about your journey when it comes to career advancement, really, for like in your case, just drawing from your experience as a gig worker. What are some of the key skills, competences, and maybe the education routes or certificates that gig workers should focus on to achieve long-term success?
So for career advancement, as most of the people I think in this platform right now have already has seen and experienced, is you do not have any, you're not climbing any corporate ladder or gaining you're not going up the ladder. One of the way you can do career advancement is through gaining specialized skills. So maybe you're dabbing before you're dabbing in several things, you can now gain a specialized skill. Career advancement means you're increasing your rates, so you're positioning yourself better, and also you're diversifying your source of income, your income streams. So means you're moving from the low paying gigs to very high paying and specialized kind of roles, and increasing even the projects and the level and scaling up on the project complexity that you're working on. So it means you're continuously improving. I sing on continuously improving on your skills. You're adapting to trends, and you're staying relevant to not just the skills that you're doing, but to your own personal brand and portfolio. Career advancement means you're building your reputation with your client. You're known for your reliability. You're known for your consistency. You are known for the high quality work that now leads to the long-term success. When it comes to skills and competences, there is one saying that most people that has a very bad connotation, has a negative connotation. It's the jack of all trade and a master of none. It has a different view. That's just the initial part of that quote. The whole quote says, jack of all trade is a master of none, but often better than a master of one. So it means in this in gig economy, you need to be versatile. You need to be capable of doing different things and you need to be flexible for you to become a significant asset. So it means you have your technical skills. For example, if you're a virtual assistant, you know your collaboration tools, you know Asana, you know Trello, you know Slack, and you know how to do Zoom communication, you know Google Workspace and such. Means if you're a graphic designer, you're now transitioning to Figma, you know how to collaborate with developers, you know how to use your Miro, the Miro platform. So such. So skill-wise, you need to up your game and continuously learn the new trends. And then you need to learn how to time manage, how to juggle projects, how to do and to look at deadlines and efficiently manage your time. You also need to be very good at communication, because now you are a full house. You have to learn how to negotiate your rates. You have to learn how to manage your client's expectation. You have to learn how to provide regular updates. You're a full agency. So nobody is doing the communication for you. You're doing it for yourself. So you need to be good at it. And then lastly, you need to be very adaptable. The gig work is continuously changing. So you need to be adaptable to your clients. You need to be adaptable to the industries. You need to be adaptable to the project scope. So basically, for key skills and competencies, you need to continuously improve over time. Yes.
Thank you, Lynette. Being versatile, staying in the know,
Yes.
being in the know, knowing the trends in your area of specialization, knowing how to manage your time, being a good communicator, and being adaptable. Those are some of the competencies and skills that will make you successful in the gig economy. Very insightful points, Lynette. I think when we started this conversation, I started by asking, if you had to choose between a 9-to-5 and gig work for eternity, what would you choose and why? A few people who responded, some said, I think if I remember very correctly, it was Henry who said he'd choose gig work because of flexibility. And from a personal view, being in the 9-to-5 space, I think one of the things that I like about 9-to-5 is that the stability in the 9-to-5. And as Akothe would say that, you know, you get to take a Panadol for one headache. You know, you get to take only one Panadol for one headache. What am I saying? You get to only deal with one employer. But when it comes to the gig economy or gig work, you are dealing with multiple clients. This is bringing me to the next question, that what are some of these barriers that gig workers have to navigate or they have to deal with in their day-to-day work, and how can they navigate that? Please take us through those barriers and how to overcome them.
I agree. There are challenges. Otherwise, I think every Kenyan would be in this space. And the main challenge, I think, would be the income instability. We have income instability. We don't have things like, we have lack of benefits. So we don't have retirement plans. We don't have health insurance. You don't have paid time off. Also, we have limited career progression. That's it. Because the company you're working for has not laid out a progression plan for you. And then we have difficult in accessing clients. So getting a steady and a high-paying client can be tough for mostly the newcomers and those who are not actively networking with people. But for all the challenges that I've mentioned, we still have solutions for those challenges. For example, if you have income instability, what I've learned over the years is to expand and take up clients from different industries and expanding to new markets. So means maybe before you just you're working for, currently I work for a marketing institution. But before I've worked for an investment firm. And before that, I've worked for a school, college. And I've learned to continuously expand to new markets. This will not only create multiple streams for you by having different clients from different markets, but it also balances your months for you during the leaner months. For mostly people who work for American clients, between May and August, you will always have minimal jobs, but then currently you have a surge of people looking for employees from between September and December. So you are well positioned to earn way more to sort of cater for the months that are leaner and you have less income. Another thing I've learned to do is I learned quite late is to join a network. Currently, I'm a member of the iWorkers Kenya. It's a networking organization that allows freelancers to come together, and it's through such an organization that you learn what is trending, what you should be upskilling on currently. You learn what courses to do, which markets are currently have more funds than others. And then I'm currently also learning to, because this is a work in progress, I'm also learning to invest in my own personal branding. The problem with us as freelancers and people who work from home, we do not necessarily want our work to be known and want to put ourselves there. So you find that our LinkedIn is not optimized. We are not selling ourselves even in platforms like LinkedIn. So one of the things I'm learning to do is to invest in my own personal brand. So I'm showcasing what I can do more. I'm writing articles on things that I'm good at, or being a leader in this space. So I'm showcasing my portfolio more, and this is also helping attract other people, and you get DMs from people in other countries, which is another way of networking. Then another thing is, which I've said over and I'll say over and over again, is to do ongoing skill development. So you have to stay competitive. We have so many platforms for this. For example, we have what we just learned today, the Atingi. For me, for the certification that I did, I used YouTube, and then I paid a $15 Udemy class to prepare. So it's not as expensive as people would think. I have learned how to negotiate for salary using the Harvard course that is free. Harvard has different courses that are free for computer science. So it's just learning the places where you can get this certification. Coursera gives financial aids to, I think they can give you up to even 100% for people in Africa. So it's just applying to such courses and just improving your skills over and over again to just position yourself and be competitive in this market. Because you need to understand that, for example, if you're a virtual assistant or an executive assistant, you're competing with the Philippines. So if you're a dev or a UX UI designer, you're competing with people from India and Pakistan. So you need to continuously make sure you're trying to be at par with not the Kenyans. Yeah, so that's how, where, yes, I agree, where there is barrier, there is a solution. And for me, I would choose online gig over and over again, being that you handle your own hours, there are months you will really make good money. I agree. There are months you will not make any, but for the headache of multiple clients, it's really not a headache. Require simple things. They want you to talk to them about, continuously give them updates on the project that you're working on. They don't want you to go radio silent on them. They want you to give the actual hours that you will use on a project. For example, if a project will take 20 hours, don't overcommit that you will deliver in 10 hours, below standards. So it's managing clients. It's an art that you learn with time, but it's not a huge deal. It's and how they like their communication made. So there's a client who likes update every morning, every evening. There's a client who likes update every other hour. So you're just learning your client and they're delivering according to their specifications. Yeah.
Very profoundly put, Lynette. Maybe you should share with us a link to the iWorkers network in case there's anyone who is wondering what is this iWorkers and how can I be part of it. I agree with you that we cannot walk alone in the gig economy and generally in life. So having a community that can help you navigate that space is very important. So please share with us if that's possible, so that we can connect on that level. And thank you for sharing the different tools, the Harvard, the Coursera, the Udemy, and I hope we can all take advantage of all these platforms and all these resources to upskill and become better gig workers. You mentioned a very critical point, expanding your client base, and we can all agree that expanding your client base means getting more projects, getting more work, and more money. But there's also a downside to it where gig workers may experience burnout. So I would like you to share with us from your experience, how do you juggle, how can gig workers juggle these different activities to avoid burnout?
I'm not sure. Is my internet still okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, for some reason my video has gone. Okay, so for juggling on multiple gigs, time management is key. And I know people keep saying, I think we've been taught time management from when we were in primary school and all that. So it's getting the correct collaboration tool for yourself on making sure that you're managing your time, you have a solid time management system. So are you going to use Notion? Which platform are you going to do to manage your task and organize your task and track your deadline and manage priorities? So it's setting clear goals and timeline for your projects. It's making sure you don't overpromise on projects deadlines, and ensuring that everything is in line with the expectation of the client. Also, it means you're prioritizing your work. So for the task and the gigs that you're taking, are you looking at income? Are you looking at long-term relationship? Are you looking at skill development? You need to learn what you need to focus your energy on and put the most on that. So prioritize on high value tasks, and then that will help you manage your workload really well. So also means you're setting boundaries with your clients. So it's just not you're not just taking up everything without setting boundaries. It's clearly communicating availability and turnaround times, and being very realistic with expectation. Then above all, and I think it's what most Kenyan gig workers don't want to do, is delegating some of the works that you already have. It's outsourcing. So you can outsource other freelancers for some of the lower level or lower priority tasks for them to do for you. So for example, you're a virtual assistant, you have your administrative work, and you have to research on something. It means you can have someone else research something for you. It's outsourcing what is beyond some of the higher value projects. And lastly, it's taking the self-care breaks and taking times off. I know for a freelancer, really the time you put in, what you put in is what you get. And in most cases, you don't want to go you don't want to take time off to earn more and more, but you need to learn how to schedule time off and just learn how to maintain your mental and physical health. Then I think the last one is, I know you're working from home, but you need to learn and have a routine that you continuously follow, that you continuously out of balance in the stuff that you're doing. Yeah.
Very insightful, Lynette. I think one of the things that has stood out for me is the fact that you've mentioned setting clear goals. That is very important. And also ensuring that you are not overpromising. Just be honest with your client. Tell them what you can cover, what you can achieve within what period of time, prioritizing, delegating, and taking breaks whenever necessary. Thank you so much for sharing that. Guys, if you have any questions, we are getting closer to the Q&A part. Please feel free to share your questions in the chat. We'll be taking note of those questions, and our speaker, Lynette, will be happy to answer them. So get them coming, and we'll be happy to get to you on that. Lynette, my next question is, maybe if, there's a gig worker here in the room who's wondering how to strive, how to achieve long-term success in their careers, what would your advice be to them?
The one piece of advice I would give to them is to stay adaptable. And a couple of weeks ago, for the company I work for, we were trying to get Meta authentication APIs for one of our projects, and we were getting rejected by Meta over and over again. That is Facebook. We wanted to use the Facebook logins for our accounts, and we had to go back to Upwork and source for someone to give us a solution. And I think we paid $150 for 1 hour of consulting. And in that whole meeting, the only relevant thing the gentleman said was, you just need to change. We need to change the time we were doing our tickets from the Philippine time. The people who would pick the ticket being the Philippines, or to our ticket being picked by the Americans. And for 2 weeks, we had been looking for a solution, and that was the solution. We got We got a solution that same day. We sent our ticket within the time frame of the Americans. This is to say, one of our developers now has to go and learn everything to do with meta authentication. And you can't just do this. You can't just wake up and do this if you're not adaptable. Your client or the situation might need you to go back and learn. So the gig economy is continuously evolving. You need to learn, you need to be adaptable to learn new platforms. You need to be adaptable to learn new technologies. You need to learn your client expectations, and you continuously need to learn new skills. And you need to be open to expanding on new niches and adjusting to the shift in the market. That's the only way you will survive as a gig worker. So adaptability for me, you have to stay adaptable, is the one piece I would give anyone.
Stay adaptable. All right. If there's anything you're going to take home, I think it's that. Thank you so much, Lynette, for sharing that with us. And as we transition to the Q&A session, maybe there's something we've not talked about that you'd like to mention. Please share with us, Lynette.
As you develop in your career, one of the career advancement I think I didn't mention is the goal should be you're an expert in your field. Yes, you know several things. You know several. For example, you're a virtual assistant, or you need to learn. You need to be an expert in whatever you're doing. That's how you will earn more hourly rate or more cash in your career. So you need to be very, you need to learn, you need to try and be an expert in whatever you're doing. Then lastly, you need to network. Networking is really vital. You need to learn how to network online and offline. You need to put in time to meet people and collaborate and build relation, because that's the only way you will learn about new opportunities and about new mentorship programs, and make long-term partnerships. Yeah, so those are the two things I think I had not mentioned that I thought are very key for any gig worker.
Yeah, thank you so much for the bonus points, Lynette. At this point, allow me welcome my colleague Regina to take us through the Q&A session. Over to you, Regina.
Thank you so much, our moderator, Doreen, and our speaker of the day, Lynette, for that insightful session. Kindly allow me to have my video off. I'm having a unstable network. So we are now moving on to the Q&A session, where we will try to address some of the questions we were submitted. And just to say, if you haven't submitted your questions yet, kindly feel free to type the questions on the chat box. My name is Regina Ndumbi. I work for Digital Trust Kenya as the Learning and Research Coordinator. Now, onto the questions. Lynette, gig workers often face financial instability and struggle with resources, making it challenging to plan for. So one of the viewers asks, how should gig workers approach scaling this unpredictable income with limited resources? Yes, Lynette.
So for how to, you said scaling of business, right? Regina, you said how people can
Yes.
scale their business. Okay. So one of the ways you can scale your business is you need to, I think I've almost discussed all the points, but just to reiterate, you need to build a really good portfolio. Focus on maybe 1 or 2 hours of your time every day to just build your portfolio. You can choose whichever relevant social media platform you can do that. LinkedIn, I think, is the best. Build your portfolio, upskill, invest really in your skill development. And in this case, I'm talking about time, because money-wise, it's really, you will get courses for as low as $20. Most are free. Yeah, so invest in your skill development, and then just seek diverse income streams. That is, with the type of clients that you're getting, means with the income that you're already getting, how are you investing in it? Are you spending, are you splurging, or are you investing in things like money market funds? Are you investing in things like the treasury bills, the low risk kind of investments? So yeah, you just need to, for me, I feel you just need to put in the work to build you first as a person, and then you will manage to build the business.
Thank you for that response, Lynette. We have another question. And on this, there's one thing I heard you mention that you like being in the gig economy because it offers
Regina, we keep losing you.
Such as things like, oh, sorry for that. My internet is somehow active. But let me try to raise that. I was saying now, one thing I've heard you mention is that you love being in the gig economy because it offers the aspect of flexibility. And we'll agree that it also lacks the long-term security associated with traditional employment. One thing you mentioned, some of these benefits include retirement planning. We have other benefits like job security, insurance, and all that. So this viewer is asking, what strategies can gig workers use to ensure that their work and achievements are recognized and valued by clients and within the industry, despite the often fragmented nature of gig work? What do you have to say with regards to that?
You actively need to seek testimonials and request for testimonials from your satisfied clients. I'm learning that it's an actual thing. Like if you're in the US, you're better positioned to get a job if someone who is working within that company refers you. So you actively have to seek testimonials from satisfied clients and share them on your profile or website to build credibility and trust. So this now brings me to the next point of you have to network actively. So if you would like a job as a virtual assistant, look for someone who is a virtual assistant. If you want to be to a job in project management, look for someone who is already in that industry. Or for example, in Kenya, project managers are under the Project Management Institute, the Kenya chapter. So join that. So you participate in industry event, you're connecting with your peers, and you're actively telling people, because nobody will know you're looking for a job if you don't actively tell people, I actually do this and this. So have people endorse you and recognize your work. Yeah, so request for testimonials, network actively, and then the point I mentioned earlier, for example, for LinkedIn, you can contribute to industry blogs, you can do forums, and you can share your expertise on social media and insights. So you make yourself a leader in a certain thing, in your specialized, or in whichever area that you're working in. Then I think I've already mentioned the building of a very strong portfolio and demonstrating to clients the value that you're going to give them. And finally, you have to set your own, like, set goals. Set very clear goals. Be a very transparent person with your clients, and understand your clients. And I think that's it.
So much, Lynette. That are probably outstanding things from that response. Gathering testimonials from the clients you've worked for, networking actively, that is looking and also set SMART goals. Thank you for that. From the chat box, someone, let me go to the question. Sorry. Someone called himself or herself Samsung says, could you kindly talk about the issue of experience being required when applying for jobs? Yet most of us graduates don't. What would you have to say on
that? When it comes to experience, the quickest way you can get experience is, and I know most people will not agree, for me, is to volunteer. If it has to come to that, for you to showcase things that you've done, then you can start there. So volunteer your skills in an organization. You can even do it as a part-time thing, so it's not a full-time thing. So if you're a UX UI designer, so you volunteer, there's an institution, or if you're a social media marketer, there's an institution that has really bad social media engagement. You can tell them, I will volunteer for your organization for the next 3 months. That's an addition to your portfolio. The other thing is, you can work under someone who is already an expert in that area that you're working in. So they're like outsourcing you for work that they already have. So you're doing more of the low priority as you gain the skills. And I'll give you an example. I'm currently doing the UX, the Google UX certification in Coursera. And after I'm done, one of the things that I'll do, because I have no experience and I need to learn for my work, a little bit of UX, UI designing, I will volunteer as a part-time for someone here in Kenya for a period of 2 to 3 months, just to learn the skill and to learn to get the hands-on to get the hands-on experience. So that's one of the things you would develop a portfolio through.
Thank you, Lynette, for that. On to the next question. Vincent Were says, how can gig economy help me as a creative creator? And I'll connect that question to Jojo's question. She says, are there gig job opportunities available for European and East Asian countries time zones, which are closer to the Kenyan daytime zone? Those that also pay good hourly rates, like those in the US, Canadian time zones. For someone that is not comfortable working in the US time zones, which translates to working night shift in Kenya. Lynette.
Yes, we do have opportunities mostly in the UK time. Upwork, you can filter, for example, Upwork or Fiverr. I'll talk of Upwork. You can filter the time zone, the kind of work you need from certain time zones. So do you need work in the European time? The issue is, what my own opinion, what I've learned, is the European and the Asians will not pay as well as the Americans. So it's give and take. You need to give. If you have to give you need to give. It's a give and take. So if you need work in the UK time, you might just have to have a lower rate for your jobs. You just might. It's not necessarily you have to, you just might. Yeah. Then under the creative, he said, if there is work for creative, the gig economy has, when we say gig economy, it's like a market that you can get temporary positions as a worker. So when the term gig economy does not specify that, it's a market for everybody to join. So as a creative, yes, you can join. You just need to know which platforms you need to join to connect with clients you can work with. Yeah.
Thank you, Lynette, for that response. We have time for one or two more questions. And if you'd like to ask your question live, please use the raise hand feature, which you can find at the bottom of your Zoom screen. Let me see if we have another question from my end. It's like we do not have more questions. So thank you so much. Yes, we can take one from George Kafa. Welcome, George.
Okay, thank you so much for this time. As far as today's meeting is concerned, just allow me to pass my sincere gratitude for this organization. It has been a good journey since we started, I joined this program. Actually, the fruits that I am enjoying, I can say half of them it's from this organization. So I like to say that this organization has empowered many people across Kenya. So what I will urge, my urge was like this. So we don't need to maybe to have like 1 month so that you have a meeting. So we can prepare maybe after this meeting. So like last month we had another meeting, not I think it was on April. So from that Zoom group, so someone came up with the names, and then we created a WhatsApp group. Actually, that WhatsApp group, we have learned many things a lot, and it has helped us so much. So that was my urge. If we can, we just don't need to wait that we have this meeting. And then also I want to say thank you for the motivational speakers that you people are bringing to us. Kindly, they are helping us. They are teaching us many things that maybe on my side I don't know, my friend don't know. But so from this organization, I think the truth is now coming out. So which is a good thing. So to me, it's just to say thank you, and I just felt that I need to say thank you for the organization, and I pray that we continue shaping a brighter future for other generations to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, George, for those compliments. And our mission is to empower, and we will continue doing that. We have upcoming programs for all of us, and we will be making proper communication as we move on. It looks like we've addressed all the questions for today. Before I give it back to Doreen, thank you all for your insightful questions. And thank you, Lynette, for responding to those questions comprehensively. Thank you so much. Back to you, Doreen.
Thank you so much, Regina, for the awesome moderation. I see we have one more question for Moses. I think we'll take that as the last question, and then we can close the session. Moses, please unmute and ask your question.
Okay, thank you so much for this great opportunity, and thank you for the speakers today who have given us the knowledge about the gig economy. And also I would like to say about the Atingi courses. The Atingi courses has helped me so far, that I have been able to learn some courses like hospitality and tourism, climate change, criminology. So in the Atingi courses I've benefited a lot, and also I've benefited, and I've also shared to my friends the opportunity that the online work offers, the courses, and also the Harvard University, that it was communicated earlier that they will offer courses like AI, like entrepreneurship, like business, like gig. It has also helped me. I've learned a lot, and I've got some certificates. And also I would like to share some links that I work with, like Upwork, like Timebucks, like Fiverr, like Sprout Gigs. Those are remote jobs that you can do at your comfort where you are, and you can earn a lot. And from those sites, I'm able to earn like $40. Timebucks, Upwork like $200, and others like Sprout Gigs like $5. And I've been able to write some proposals, been approved, and got some clients like Canada, US, and also been doing the digital marketing, virtual assistant, and graphic design. So I would like to urge the people who are in this audience to practice a lot. And also I'd like to urge to the Kenya team that have benefited from the program from Mombasa County, been able to share the opportunity. Those who are established and aspiring content creators have been able to share the opportunity, mobilize the youths, and get trained, get a certificate of completion. So thank you so much. May God bless you.
Thank you so much, Moses and George, for those success stories. They are really encouraging. It gives us so much hope that these sessions are indeed resourceful to you guys. Maybe Lynette, you can take this final question and then we can close. Jojo is asking, how do we go about getting reliable and legit payment options for gig work with international clients while working as a Kenyan gig worker to stay safe from getting scammed?
I think it's having you set clear payment terms. That is for maybe a project. In this way, I'm thinking something like an article writing. It's setting good payment terms. So maybe you have them send 30% beforehand, or if it's something like Upwork, it's only working with verified clients who have a verified payment option. I know PayPal has been having issues with us. You can, because your clients already, I believe your clients know you in Kenya, you can use other payment options. You can use Payoneer is still good. Wise is still good. You can get your money directly to your M-Pesa. It's just also working with reputable freelance platforms. So you're working with reputable platforms. You have trusted payment methods. You have good and clear payment terms, and above all, avoid the too good to be true kind of scenarios. Someone is asking you asking you to something that would not logically make sense. Like the amount is too much. Just be cautious and avoid such stuff. And then on top of it, the internet is so wide. Just research your clients the way they will research you as a freelancer. Research them, know the kind of client you're going to work with. Yeah.
Thank you, Lynette. I don't know if it's my internet, but at some point you're breaking. But I want to thank you so much. Special thanks to you for making time to share your insights with us, for availing yourself for this session. I'm sure, as you've had even from the comments, it has indeed been resourceful. So thank you so much. You again in the future. I want to thank everyone who's also joined this session today. Thank you so much for being here. I hope we met expectations, and if not, or if we did, please share your feedback with us. My colleague Lucy and Regina have shared a link to a Google form. It will take you 1 minute or less to fill that Google form, and it's totally anonymous. Please share your feedback with us. It helps us get to know how to make our future sessions more resourceful for you. Lynette, you can also leave your link to maybe a LinkedIn to your LinkedIn profile, where the participants can also connect with you on that level and engage with you further if they want to. My colleague Anthony has also shared a link to Atingi, the Atingi platform. If you would like to explore the gig economy courses that will help you thrive in the gig economy space, please also feel free to just tap that link and go in there and explore those courses. We also host this Geek Talks. We are going to host another Geek Talk very soon, next week on Tuesday to be specific. So be on the lookout for this on our social media platforms, .Kenya on Instagram, Twitter, now called X, Facebook, and on LinkedIn, Digital Opportunity Trust Kenya. Connect with us, engage with us, and be on the lookout for more sessions on this and other opportunities and resources that we share in there. I want to stop there and say thank you so much. I will leave the session on until 4:30 for us to fill in the survey and for us to interact and engage if we need to do that. I know, George, you mentioned about creating our WhatsApp group. This is something we'll explore internally and see how we can also go about that and create a community for you guys. So thank you so much. You've come to the end of our session. You are free to drop off, of course, after sharing your feedback with us. Thank you so much.